Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sitting here looking at the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope. So far, it looks like everything is intact. It's successful so far, and I'm curious to see if once this thing gets up and running, what is going to be the first things that we're going to point the camera to that's on that telescope. So I'm just looking at it right now. As you can see, so far it's looking good. This is a historical moment. The I'm trying to get my camera working right here. Do the best I can with the equipment that I do have. So okay, so about the James Webb Telescope, and my thoughts is this is groundbreaking. One of the biggest telescopes um, that has been launched in space. As a matter of fact, they say that the telescope is so big that it cannot fit on the rocket that's carrying it without being folded up. So they had to fold the rocket. I'm sorry, not the rocket. They have to fold the telescope up so that it can fit inside the rocket. And so once it gets out into space, it's going to have to unfold itself. It's not completely autonomous. So you have mission control, and they're going to be controlling a lot of parts. Now, from what I understand, if something goes wrong, they do not have someone that can go up there and fix it or tweak it or pull it. So they saying that if it doesn't work, then it's $10 billion. Poof, done. I find that hard to believe. You would think that they would have a team that they're working on right now to go up there and fix it. Yeah, maybe they go up there in 2 years or 3 years from now to go and fix it. But to just if it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. I find that hard to believe. But hey, I could be wrong. However, back to the telescope. The James Webb is revolutionary. You know, it's revolutionizing the way we're going to see the skies. You know, they're sending it past the moon so that it can orbit the sun, so that it will not be in the shadow of the moon or the earth, and so it can have a clear point of view what it's looking at. And I'm curious to see what we're going to find. And this is one step for mankind. You know, you never know. We might find life on other planets, but not as we know it. You know, but life. You know, because you never know what kind of life that's out there. Personally, I believe that the universe is teeming with life based on the mathematics. You know, you have millions and billions of stars inside of a galaxy, and you have planets that circle around those said stars. But then you have millions and billions of galaxies. I mean, even if the Earth that's teeming with life was an accident, one of a kind, you would think that that one of a kind, if you will, one of a kind, the accident will happen again by accident. So I believe that the universe is teeming with life. However, ponder this. Let's say the James Webb Telescope, we get it out there in space, set it up, it's ready to take its first glance. And let's say we zoom in on a faraway planet that's on a faraway galaxy. And we zoom in, and what we see is we see an intelligent life form looking back at us. But we're so far away from each other The only thing that we can do is a telescopic handshake. But just to know that there's life other than just on our little blue rock, it would change the way we think, the way we see things. It would be groundbreaking. I don't know if it would start a mass hysteria, but it would be something that has never been heard of or seen. It, how would how would we take that as a human race? Frankly, I would think that the government or would not tell us, because they wouldn't know how the public will handle it. So and then you have that element of it. Um, However, the James Webb uh, Space Telescope is one of a kind. It's the first of its kind. However, they do have another telescope already in the works, from what I understand. That's its predecessor, called the Levar, something like that. That's made similar to the James Webb and have a this bigger mirror, if you will. And now I'm looking. Okay, I'm looking at the extension point. I'm gonna just turn my camera so you can kind of see what I'm seeing here. And this is NASA's YouTube channel. It says it's live, so I'm assuming that it is live because that's what they said, that it is live. And I'm just as excited as the other average citizen, wanted to see how the universe is from its inception. They say so, 13.5 something billion years ago into the past. Uh, who knows? They say the sky's the limit, but it seems like there's no limits in the skies. And James Webb is definitely up in the sky to take us to new heights, um, so that we can track the stars, if you will. Not trying to say Star Trek, but it's kind of what it is. So you can track the stars, look and see if there's life on planets that's orbiting those stars. It could be life as we never could imagine. And the key thing here is there intelligent life, thinking life, with high technology, or it can be life that's just like algae here on Earth. It's not really intelligent, but it's alive. It grows. So who knows? I'm pretty excited. Right now it's Christmas Day. It's December 25th, and the time here is 7:35 Eastern Time here in Detroit, Michigan. I'm here in Detroit, Michigan, so um, that's Eastern Time. So we're gonna see what's going on here. I may post another video and keep you guys on some updates. But there's so many YouTube channels out here that's following this, and like I said, NASA have their own channel, and they're letting the public know. Well, they're letting the public know as much as they want you to know. Because, like I said, they turn that thing and they find some stuff that's mind blowing. It may shake up the human race. And like I say, the public may not be able to handle that. So, so I can trust them as much as far as I can see them, because you never know. This is a big event. This machine that they made, this telescope, the size, the strength of the telescope, and where it's going to be viewing the universe from, at the Lagrange point, the L2, which is past the moon. It's further past the moon in distance than the distance between the moon and the Earth. So it goes way past the moon, and that's where it sits to orbit the sun. Doesn't orbit the Earth, doesn't orbit the moon, but is orbiting the sun. And I found that to be quite interesting. So, wow, what a marvel, I must say. What a marvel. And this is likely to be mankind's greatest achievement. And let's just see what the James Webb eye can see. I'm curious, and at the same time, I'm a little on edge. And when I say I'm a little on edge, I'm not on edge about if this telescope is going to go out there and make it or get hit by a space rock. We don't want to wish that. But what I'm concerned about is NASA telling us the truth and what it sees and what it's seeing. So if anybody or someone from NASA sees this video, or someone who works in the field that knows, fill me in. Let me know. Let the listeners know. Let the viewers know, and so that we can see as well. So that's all I have. I don't have anything further on this launch, but I'm watching it just like they are. There. Let me just turn my camera here. You see, they are sitting there, and mind you, this is Christmas Day. This is how they spending their Christmas. They're making sure the instruments work, making sure the payload is safe and secure, making sure that the rocket is on schedule, making sure that all the monitors are viewing everything that's in there. Remember, this is a $10 billion, billion with a B. This is a $10 billion piece of equipment, and they want to make sure everything goes right. You can see he got his hands together like he's praying, like please let this thing go right. Let's and I can understand. It's a lot of moving parts that's involved. A lot of people had their hand in it. This thing took 20 plus years to build. That means that some people worked their entire career building the James Webb telescope. So, I mean, just think about most people that work the job that they're working, they have not been on a job for 20 years. Even those who've been on a job for 30 years can understand that 20 years is a long time to be working on one project. So, you have various countries involved, you have various professions, from contractors to scientists, you name it. It's just a lot of people that's involved and had their hands in this. So this is a historical moment. And when I tell you this is a historical moment, this has never been done before. And this is the first time that they will put a satellite, well, not a satellite, excuse me for saying that, by putting a telescope that's going to orbit the sun. So there's a lot of firsts. It's a first to have a telescope to orbit the sun. There's a first to have a telescope that has to be folded and semi-autonomously to open itself up. It's the first time that they had a telescope that has gold-plated mirrors, or costed $10 billion. Well, maybe they did have one that costed $10 billion. Maybe one that cost more than that. So that may not be the first. But it's a lot of other firsts for this groundbreaking scientific endeavor. And the things that we may see as the human race, and the things that we may find out in years to come from this telescope, my goodness, it can probably propel the human race beyond just years by finding out maybe different elements, different things out there that we couldn't see because of the haze and the clouds that was in the way, or the shadow, from other telescopes that we had. Like I said, this thing can see in the infrared. It's a mechanical marvel. Like I said, it's a scientific marvel. And I'm curious, and I can't wait to see the first images that it's going to produce. Hopefully, NASA will show us what they are seeing versus giving us the watered down version of it. But like I said, if anyone who works for NASA, or if you see intelligent life, do you think that the government is going to let us know? I don't think they will because, like I said, that's a bit much for the public to handle. It would change things completely by the way we live. Where people just fall on their knees and start praying. Saying I knew it was life out there. I knew it, and now it's been confirmed. Oh my God, what's going to happen now that they see us and we see them? And you never know. So yeah, so that's all for now, and I'm going to follow this launch closely to see if everything goes right. If it doesn't, then it'll be nothing else to follow with it. So so we're just looking to see if the launch goes right, and hopefully we'll see images you know that will knock our socks off. Okay, so this is James Williams from Detroit, Michigan, checking out, and we'll catch you on the flip side.